mother plant that is basically protected by the mother plant. This is going to be the source of our tissue. So how does it process? All we need is a tissue for the yeah? How do we do that? With a knife? Knife is nothing special about that. Use a knife, you slice. And then you keep going. More happens, you don't just transfer the tissue here, you have to disinfect it. That is the purpose of jig here. So use jig outside the lab to disinfect the tissue before you place it in the media. And on top of jig, we also have ethanol, which we use as well to disinfect the tissue before you place it in the media. And this is this here, which we add to the medium as well. What is the purpose of vitamins? They aid with the physiological processes of the plant, they aid with enzyme activity, and then they also help build the immunity or the defense mechanism. Another component are the macro and micronutrients. Micro because they are needed in smaller quantities, macro because they are needed in larger quantities. Example of micronutrients including potassium, nitrogen, phosphorus, which provide to the plant, and maybe magnesium, calcium. But the reason why we provide those, we do not provide them in elemental form because they are quite unstable. So you will notice that most of these are in form of compounds. There is cobalt chloride, which is a micronutrient. On the other hand, there is ferrous sulfate, which is a micronutrient. So ferrous sulfate provides us with the iron that we need. Cobalt chloride provides us with the cobalt that we need. Then if you
the chemistry is okay.
So now after putting the tissue here, how long does it take for it to reach this stage?
to reach that stage, this stage is after 5 months.
5?
Yes, because from here you're going to keep it for 2 weeks until it turns green, as you can see. Pass them around. That green after those 2 weeks shows that the tissue is starting to form the plant. And then after those 2 weeks you have to break down, because you can see this one is a whole tissue, but those are much smaller, so you have to cut it down into smaller pieces. Why is that? To enable the tissue to generate more platelets. This cannot generate the same amount of platelets as this. Yes.
So how long does it take here?
Here it takes a month.
Then it turns here?
Yes, then it turns into this. Now this is a developed shoot. It has no developed shoot system. But there is a process of transfer. But this whole process is critical because it can lead to contamination, as you can see here. So you have to monitor and you have to keep transferring a process we call subculture.
So after here, you transfer here?
No, yeah, you transfer into this.
I thought you had the
Which is our culture.
Okay, then you go.
All amnesia instincts and Diptera because basically have one pair of wing. Then the other ones are outliers and the least ones the adult ones. So it has a monogamous life cycle in 4 main stages. Yeah. Okay. So what basically we produce? We basically produce the larvae, and then the pupa, and then the fruits. Yeah, the larvae takes about 4 days and to hatch from eggs to grow to the stage of the larvae, and then the pupa and then the larvae is basically used as animal feed because this project is mainly for environmental conservation and then if you want to land conservation. And then if you want to reduce the landfill waste, so this project is basically for that. And then producing animal feeds in projects, if you, for example, if you're doing fish farming, if you're doing poultry, and then if you're doing piggery, you can always use that as a supplementary feed for protein and then for fat. And then first is an organic fertilizer, basically used naturally made, it mixed in a ratio of 1:1 with the soil. Basically, but can also be used ratio of 1:2 for other crop plants. Yeah, we also produce special products, for example, this oil from the larvae, and then this is biofuel, basically used in small machines, and then also this jelly, basically. And then we have eggs. If you're going to produce it as a business, you can also be selling the eggs, they are right there. You can also sell the larvae, the way it is, and then the pupa. And also you can produce such fertilizers that you can be selling.
So what is the role of the pupa?
So the pupa, like I said, its major role is to use as a feed. If you're doing, for example, fish farming, it can be used as a feed, or if you're doing poultry or for piggery, use as a supplementary feed for the protein or for the fat.
or the conventional soil. Yes. So here we use different substrates to act as our soil, but it's not the natural soil. Yes. We have a substrate called peat moss. It's made from the moss plant. Yes. We also have vermiculite. We have compost. Yes.
What is compost?
Compost, it's just the term they use, but it's biochar itself. This, they got it from burning dry grass, specifically rice husks, and yes, this is biochar, but it's gotten from the husks of rice. Yes, so we mix them in the ratio of 2 to 1. 2 of peat moss, 1 of biochar, 2 parts to fill our holes. Yes, then we put our seeds, then we cover them. 2 to 1. 2 of peat moss, 1 part of compost. If it's this side, you get 2 parts of this and 1 part of this compost. So this is the mixture we have. So we put our seeds into the media. The media are in different trays. The substrate. Then different trays. This tray has 72 holes, this tray has 66 holes, this tray has 200 holes. Now when it comes to tomato and cabbage, we prefer using them in different holes. We use this in larger holes specifically because of the surface area it occupies and the rooting system. You can't.
So in other words, what is the purpose of this sterilized soil?
Oh, the sterilization of the soil, number 1 is to reduce the microorganisms in the soil.
Is it also here?
We don't sterilize this because
Because you have put the materials you use.
now for the farmers who cannot afford this, other things we prefer to advise them to use such a system to sterilize their soil through burning. Use normal firewood, put the soil inside and you burn it, yes. So you produce that sterilized soil.
So then when you use the soil, you pour it here.
Yes, this one fill it in this cup.
So the sterilized soil is not mixed with anything.
We use sterilized soil but we add some.
Okay, thank you.
These are some of the materials that we try to show you. So why starch? Starch is a vital product because it can be used in different companies and industries. You can process and get different products. One of the products that you can get from starch, you can get beer, you can use it for making glue in bakery. Pharmaceuticals also use some part of starch as they are making medicinal tablets. So briefly I'll take you through the procedure of extracting this starch. So when you're dealing with tubers, you have to cut them. After cutting, you chop. After chopping, you wash. Make sure that they are white in color. After washing, if you have a blender, you blend them. But for someone who is deep in the village where there is no electricity, he or she can actually pound them in a mortar. Then after pounding, you bring them. We use this cheese broth to hold the solution that we have blended or that we have pound. We place it here, placing it here. We put it on top of the bucket. Then you get water, keep on adding as you're compressing it. The milky starch will have to go down. It will move with water to this transparent bucket. Then when that milky starch is done, you let this solution settle for some period, and you have to make sure that there are 2 distinct layers. When you see some 2 distinct layers, you have to cut the water. After cutting water, you have to dry. So after drying, you dry either on sun if you don't have an oven, but preferably you use an oven because an oven will make it quicker to get the starch. So these are some of the products that we have. These are the residues that we try to get from cassava. This cassava, the residues that remained on the other cheese broth, and this is fine starch as you can see here. So this was got from maize.
So this is the fine starch?
Yeah, this is the fine starch. You can see the difference from between the fine starch and then the residues.
So where is the difference between the residues and the final starch?
The residues don't contain starch. All starch has been extracted from here, so starch is here. Yeah, you can use them.
This is one of the materials we use. The substrate is cow dung, however you can use crop residues. You can also use human fecal matter to do this.
Thank you. Someone can hold for you.
We are doing molasses and urea blocks, and these are the ingredients needed. We have hay, crushed hay, maize bran, urea.
So is this like an animal feed?
Yes, it's an animal feed, a supplementary feed.
Supplementary or main feed?
It's a supplementary feed. Yes, sir.
So this also can be agribusiness. They can make money out of it.
Yes.
In the pit method, we use wooden materials. The drum method with materials of this nature, like maize cobs. Then I'm using the inverted funnel with the porous materials, like these ones. Then the way we use them, like a drum method, with the inverted
Summary, don't we have 1 minute?
Okay. The procedure of making a biochar.
So what is the importance of biochar?
Biochar, it acts as an organic matter. It serves as an organic matter, only that it lacks the volatile nutrients that are also abundant in nitrogen and sulfur.
What are the nutrients that it contains?
It contains magnesium, phosphorus, potassium.
Okay. Thank you.
Content boy. What I have seen today reaffirms a few things that we already know, that as a college we have talent, at least talent from the pool of resources we have at our disposal, and the core resources at the human capacity. Our faculty, your professors, your lecturers who have dedicated time and resources to make sure that they instill certain skills and knowledge. They impart these skills and knowledge into you. The desire to have skilled graduates is so huge in the country. You have been hearing about this. And when we look at it from an economic point of view or from an industrial point of view, we can say we are a factory that gets inputs, we get through the process. What you deliver, your manifest will tell a story as to whether our receipts, our materials, and the way we mix them is appropriate, or there is somebody out there who is beating us and is putting better products on the market. But you don't want to go there and say, I studied agriculture from Makerere, and you get somebody from Sistema beating you with all due respect. So the challenge is really on you to make sure that when you are there, you are the right people. Personally, of course, I have seen, we can say what we have today here is split into two components. What you are showcasing here and what you are doing in the field. Normally when I interact with the students, I'm asking, are you happy, are you not happy? Somehow it's a very easy question. You think it's easy, but you see students coming here or there, they are not sure to say whether I'm happy or I'm not happy and that kind of stuff. But we've seen a lot of stuff in the field. There are some of you, it's the beginning of your journey. You might have never been to the garden. You have this plot of how many? 90 square meters, and I could hear some of you saying the weeds are too much, and they are giving you problems. And in those old generations of ours, I don't know if directly, are you in my generation or you are below? You would wake up at 5, go until some garden, and then wake up in your barefoot and you go to your primary school. Anyway, it's not to blame you or whatever, things change over a period of time. But you always get an opportunity if you did not start early enough and you have been here for 10 weeks and you have learned how to, how do it, the tractor went there and did the first one, then you have to improve, and then the weeds are coming. You're not going to run a tractor to go through that. It's a different experience altogether, but this is preparing you early enough. You still have 3 years to go to say, oh, you are like maybe my children. I'm always quarreling with them. What do we call them? Are they planned children? I don't know what plan was there. Anyway, they came accidentally, but it's okay to say they are planned children by way of what they are going through, which is very different from their father or their mother. You've done lots of good things out there at the beginning. There are also lots of things that you can continue to do in order to make sure that our products, come, will that be 2028? When do you expect to complete? When do you expect to graduate? 20, you complete in 2028 and graduate in 2028? 2027. You are speaking in tongues. 27. 27, you graduate in 28. Okay. Whatever there is, you still have that journey. There were people who were extremely happy. There were those who were a bit frustrated. We planted and it didn't go well, and we had to plant again. I will start comparing that with what the farmer go through. For them, maybe they have already overcome those mistakes. So if we deployed you to go there, you may come off worse than the farmers, some of you, when they have never gone to school, but they have had this advantage of experience over a period of time. So let's make sure that what we have started, we go on improving, and at the end of the day, we come out as better products. A research term with this exposure or experimental work you've done also gives us an opportunity as a college to try and integrate science, lots of disciplines, okay? Some of you were talking about soil, some of you were talking about pests, some of you were just looking at the crop itself, the health and that kind of stuff. All those are part and parcel of what is required for you to be a better product at the end of the day. As a deputy principal, I'm responsible for academic matters. By having this day here, it means that you have completed the research term, and chair or chairs, or let me talk about the dean. Now we can expect the results to be submitted on the basis of what they have done. So I congratulate you for completing that component of the exercise. You have been here for 10 weeks. 10 weeks, you are younger people, sometimes you don't know whether being here is the best for you or it's not the best, but I'm not going to open a Pandora box as far as that is concerned. We can only focus on what we have. From, again, the academic point of view, on the basis of a few things I have seen, I want to implore you further to start learning to collect data, learning to appreciate data, learning to analyze data, because once you go that journey, then you have the potential and opportunity to be a good scientist. I don't know whether at undergraduate we can talk about good scientists or not, but there is always a beginning for the journey. So I made a few observations on some few things. Take note of your planting date, take note of your density, take note of your germination rate, take note of, I don't know if they have the capability to mount a bit of biomass so that at the end of the day, when you are now calculating your yields you have obtained, you have a lot of parameters that can enable you to do that assessment. And then it does seem to me, and I may totally be wrong, that you are relatively more happier with what you have here, innovations. And my colleagues know that our boss, the principal, is very, very keen on innovations. Okay? So you have some things that you are doing, some things that you are learning that can fit within that angle. I was extremely happy when you are now talking about farmers, when you are talking about business, when you are talking about enterprises. A few of those words or voices were coming out, and they tell a bit of a story, you know, the landscape, the employment landscape in Uganda, but you also know the business opportunities or business potential that can be anchored within the agriculture and agriculture-related product and value chain and that kind of stuff. So you have a big opportunity again to make sure that you take what you have learned to the next level, and in so doing, in 3, 4, 5, 6 years, you will also be happy to receive alumni who are very successful outside there. I do not have a lot of time once again to congratulate you and congratulate the colleagues who are here and wish you the best. Thank you very much.
Gracious Luima, the farm manager Kawanyoro, the student leaders, the representative present, and lastly, the gallant Macquarians. Good afternoon. I think I will not speak all that I've prepared because of time, but I would like to start by extending thanks to the Kayes administration, in particular the School of Agricultural Sciences, for this research term. Secondly, I would like to thank the administration again for including Bari in this program for the first time. I wonder what the people who were doing Bari and they were not included in this program, how we have a lot of value addition than them. All you can see here, I am telling you that we don't need a job from Ugandans, because we are very prepared to go out there and scavenge for jobs. Not looking for jobs, but create jobs. We are now job creators. Thank you so much for that consideration. Then I would like to appreciate the instructors or the lecturers who have been working so hard to ensure that all the sessions were tackled very well. Thank you so much. May God bless the hands that greatly made us to this level. I cannot leave out the research coordinator, Dr. Deogratias Luima. May God bless you. He is the most committed person I've ever seen, because he has always been there with us, and he has ensured that this research has been successful. Then to the students, thank you so much. It has not been easy. It reaches a time, if you are not strong, you will leave Kabanyora and will not come back again. Things are so hard, we learned in a hard way. But thank you so much. Thanks for the patience, because it was not easy. Any person who completed the research deserves to pass. as I'm telling you, UTC says it has not been easy. In the first 2 weeks, we were working so hard. You can see people working so hard, responding. But when it reached the 6th week where we're supposed to handle multiple taxes, you are supposed to go here and fill that truth. In the morning at around, you transfer, people were getting tired. And sometimes, you would not even blame anybody because we grew from different areas. For us, I came from Adjuma and I'm very happy. And that's why I have led this group, I have led this initiation. But other people, they are like broilers. Because you can't force them, that's their nature. But we don't blame them, though there were challenges because the teamwork there is going to be down. But they have tried. I must congratulate them. That's why we are in teams. Why are we in teams? Because we expect there are people who are weak and there are people who are strong. Yes. So the stronger ones, they have tried to lift the team. And this will not make me forget one student. I want to see Mubiruma bin Isaac. Let us clap for him. That student has been helping me so much. Let us clap for him again. I have been working with him tirelessly and I've learned a lot from him. He's a very big poultry farmer. And I don't know why we have not taken time to go and see the birds. He has been there. I've been working with him. Even if we are two, the birds have never slept hungry. They are not. We cannot make culture because of time. Then, allow me to talk about the success. Since the beginning of this research up to today, we have registered a lot of success. First of all, we came here not knowing anything, but you can see the enterprises that we have come up with. This must portray or indicate that we have achieved it all. We have achieved it all to the extent, if you have come here and you have gone back the same, you must be reborn again, because you cannot learn. But anybody who has the right sense has learned, and people have learned. That's one of the achievements. Then too, we are able to relate what has been taught in class. When we reached here now, we're supposed to convert and change it to practicals. And we were able to do that. Thank you so much, students, because that's one of the biggest achievements. I think with interest of time, those are the few achievements. Then allow me to talk about some challenges which we have faced. To begin with, I want to talk about the challenge of concept understanding. There's something I would like to open our eyes about. This is mostly, it varies from course to course. We have faced serious challenges here in concept understanding, and I will tell you why. When we reached here, in the first 2 weeks, we could understand everything. When it reached the 10th week where we are supposed to start, issues of computer, so, and then other aspects of where we need too much science, tissue culture, you're supposed to do about fertilizer application, you are supposed to know the chemistry very well. Now this takes me back to how the university selects students. For us, we have survived, but I'm talking on behalf of those ones who are going to come. Now, here comes scientific understanding of this content, writing complicated equations, which you must understand, not to cram. Now you may find the assignment will be given, it involves scientific reasoning. Now people came to university doing the gear of geography, entrepreneurship. The only science there is agriculture, which the person did not get even an A. Now you can imagine what I'm talking about. We are suffering locally and we learn in a hard way. So I advise as a student leader that for us, not us, but we are now telling them that this is what we're going through. But do not let the people who are supposed to join after us suffer. Because at least let there be a very strong base of science, even if there is agriculture. Let there be a biology and chemistry, at worst biology. So that let the person who reach here and at least this thing will be useful. Because if you left, you remember Corona, some people left. Those chemistry, they fed long time ago. So we are learning in a hard way, but we are advising at least with the people who are coming, at least adjust. Change the way you are selecting people to join us. And then another thing is about data. Very many people, you see when you do gear, something which is not fully science, you do sub-math. And when you do sub-math, that means you leave computer. So even personally, I came to the university when I did not know computer, even I was not owning one. I got one, but up to now I'm still fidgeting with it. That means there is a very big sense that we need to introduce computer, because the issue of writing using hands, it is for long ago. Every office you go, you use laptop, you use computer. So it is very vital for any university students to handle a course unit of computer, so that issues of office work or tabulating data will not be an issue. Because of that, bad students were not having computer. When it came to assignments involving computer, people were not having the computers. Even if they borrowed, they have to go and request their friend, please teach me. So time was not enough for such an assignment, because there are people who can handle it. So also add that to note that at least for the people who are coming, computers will be there. Then I also request one challenge here. There are certain aspects which we really needed to go into the depth. For example, when we see a very profitable and very interesting enterprise such as tissue culture, it is very deep in sciences. That means you cannot understand it in one day, and we handle it in one day. Some people were picking it from far because we were big in numbers. So at least next time, let us break the numbers into smaller units and give extra days, so that every person can at least touch it. Even if you touch the leaf, you have practically handled the thing. But very many people, okay, were watching from far, and it was in a day a group is done. Because it can be from morning to lunchtime and it's over. Yet some people do not, they just learn very well, and I would like to say thanks to the administrators. And we have learned a lot, and we are now potential employers, job creators, because of all the enterprises we have learned here. I have a lot of things to say, but time is against us. I've said all this in the name of the Almighty God, Makerere University, and for God and my country. Thank you so much.